Hello, Corey here. I wanted to talk about something. It was going to be a little bit unscripted, so this is actually new for me. So this means you're going to unfortunately hear some of my idiosyncrasies, just some weird habits I do when I talk. If there's any editing in this, that's intentional, because odds are there may have been gaps or just weird pauses, or just weird words in general. I don't know, just expect that. Okay, so I already made a video about my how I'm not actually going to be that upset or even really following anything Overwatch related, because I don't know, it just didn't seem that relevant. I wasn't that upset that I wasn't even in the beta, closed beta. It's because it wasn't that much of a big deal to me. Just because, it doesn't seem like I'm usually considered for that stuff. Whatever. And there was a time where I actually did look at some things, but not a whole lot. I'm bringing this up because one reason. Last Friday, because I was looking at a lot of people, they said test weekend was happening on the 15th, and I'm like, cool. People said it was going to be open. No, it was like, it's invite only. I'm not going to get in. Well, I saw a lot of people get in. I'm like, just for shits and giggles, let me look at it, and it says play. I'm like, so apparently I had Overwatch for that weekend. And it was only that weekend, and that's fine. I want to describe my feeling. I wasn't overwhelmed. I wasn't like super happy, like, yeah! But I wasn't like indifferent. It was like, I'm going to play this. I went into it actually mostly blind. Like, I knew some of the characters, like, Tracer, Reaper, Winston, Black Widow. I've heard of people like Jesse Cox talk about May, and I've seen, like, fan art of Mercy, but I actually didn't look up a whole lot of fan art, just, it's one artist specifically I look up. They mainly do League of Legends stuff, so, well, League of Legends anime stuff, doesn't matter. Anyways, I mostly went into this blind, right? So, my thoughts, it's interesting. I don't want to say, like, I didn't get this overwhelming feeling of amazingness, but at the same time, now that it's gone, I want to play it again. I do. Because it has a lot of stuff that, there are a number of things that games I've been playing, or at least some of the more popular ones, just don't really deliver on. The art style is what you consider to be, how do you say it, realistic in a way, but it's not realistic, it's more cartoony. It's 3D, but cartoony. Contrasting to some games like, actually I don't even want to say it directly, but certain, like Dota-style games, they have this very super realistic or gritty kind of looking to it, which is my issue with that is, those are going to look dated after a while, where I don't know if Overwatch is going to be, like, timeless, but it's not going to be, say, it's not going to get old immediately. Unlike another game like, Twilight Princess, which looks super realistic. Just a quick overview of, like, the game. Has, 4 modes, but 3 modes are the ones I only played. So it has an escort, which is take a payload from point A to point B with several checkpoints, while one team, takes it there, the other team stops them. The other team wins if it never gets there in time. There's a time limit. The assault mode has attackers and defenders in 2 points. The attackers need to take those 2 points within a specific allotment of time as well. If they don't, then the defenders win. However, the points don't come back. So once you lose a point, it's gone. Then you have probably unique one, which is control, where it's a best of 3, and you have a centralized point. So each map that has control is 3 maps technically, but 1 centralized point. and the point doesn't automatically unlock. Both teams spawn on different sides. Instead of being an attack and defense, you do both at the same time. So both come out, go to the point. As soon as it unlocks, you get in there and you capture it like any other point. But then you maintain it until a percentage goes up to 100. So you attack to get the point, you defend your point, and all that stuff. And the fourth mode is called a hybrid, which is a combination of starting off with assault and ending with payload, but I didn't get to play that. The ones I got to play were 3 maps. I remember like Nepal, which was, I believe the Nepal was trying to remember. Nepal, I think, was the not the control, but the assault. No. Nepal was the control, yeah. And then I don't know. It was placed in Japan. I can't remember. It was like Hanasaka. Not that exactly, but that was the control. No, I messed up. That was the assault. Nepal was the control, and Route 66, Arizona, was the escort. So you played those consistently. Yeah. So, and it starts off in a very interesting way. It starts off with you with a character known as Soldier 76, and the way he plays, very, very stark contrast to everyone else. Just, I'm not going to go into every character, because that'd be a lot of time. But they teach you about movement. Tracer makes an appearance. Yay, Tracer, for everybody who loves her. I mean, she's an interesting character, just not the my go-to. But he has the standard, like, he has a plasma rifle, which shoots like an assault rifle. Whenever he wants to move, because all the offensive characters have, I'll go into the roles in a minute, but the offensive characters have like a mobility move and some sort of a defensive move, because their main source of damage is their weapon. So his is a sprint, an indefinite sprint, and he's made to be a go-between for anyone who's come from like Call of Duty or any of those other modern military shooters. So he's like that. But he's not. I think you call him a baseline sort of character, where he's just that. So he's like that. He's a gateway where you can kind of go play other characters, but he himself isn't like gimped by the fact of that, because he also has like these things called helix rockets, and he does play like a character would in Overwatch. He's not strictly copy paste, completely foreign to the game. Sorry, I'm just thirsty. But it's interesting because then you go to a practice mode, which, some games that don't have a practice mode, I'm going to be honest, that's a little bit shameful. But it has a practice mode. It's by no means challenging or anything. All it is, it allows you to just use your abilities without without needing to use them on the fly in a game. But it's not too punishing to actually use them on the fly in the game, because they do show them to you. So everything is broken up into 4 roles. They're not classes. I've seen some people call this like a class-based game. It's not a class-based game. It's a hero-based game, because each hero plays differently, even within their same role. Offensive, their main goal is mobility and just kill things. As I said, they also have a form of survivability, but their ultimates usually end up having some sort of massive damage to it. But the rest of it, like, their guns are how they deal most of their damage. Also, just a side note, all of them, except for some of the very few melee-based characters, is like the one, all of them have a melee attack on top of their guns. So, offensive, defensive, they're actually still, like, able to kill you, but they do it from a different perspective. They don't go in and aggressively attack you. They either stand back and, they don't, how do you say it? They don't all play the same way. Some of them are snipers, like Black Widow or Hanzo. Hanzo's an archer. But then you have a character like Mei, where she's defensive, and it's like her abilities are supportish in nature, but they're not like full support. One, because she doesn't heal or give any buffs or anything, and I think that's a good distinction, because she can build a wall and actually freeze herself to prevent herself from dying, but then she can deal out damage. It's sustained damage, not burst damage. I think that's the main difference between offensive and defensive, that they're more sustained and burst. Then you have tanks. They're, how do you say it? They're massive health or shields. And they are also capable of dealing out some form of damage. Probably less DPS, but not none. Like Winston, everyone knows Winston, the big monkey. He has a shield, but he also has like high stats. But he has a Tesla gun, which doesn't really... It doesn't hit something, you aim on it automatically. You have to get with a certain distance, which makes him a nuisance, which is the point of him. Then you have like other ones like Reinhardt. I think he's the only melee character who has a gigantic ass shield. And I don't want to get into all of them, but then you have just other. I'm not gonna get to all the characters. Like one I liked to play was like Roadhog. I don't really like his character design because, well, he's a big old weird, just like angry kind of person. But he has a chain and he can tank through things just by health, and that's pretty fun. Then you have support. I don't really play many supports. I play Lucio because he's just very fast and he beats you up with the power of wub-wubs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to move fast? Okay, fast song. Wub 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 wub. Need to heal up? Okay, healing wubs. Wub 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 wub. That's pretty much what he is. And then he drops the base and he gives everyone a shield. The first character, I'm trying to think of the first character I played. I think aside from Soldier 76, I think the first one I played in an actual match was the Diva. She was a mech pilot. Oh my god, Blizzard, I hate this character. I love this character. I love this character. Stop it, Blizzard. You're pushing all my buttons. Don't push my buttons. Please, Blizzard, push my buttons. But thing about her is she's like an offensive tank, where she doesn't do like the whole disruption thing, except with her ultimate. Her ultimate is to make her mech suit explode. And then she has a second ultimate, which allows her to call another mech suit. And it's cool because when you actually are outside the mech suit, you can shoot people. You get no abilities. You just shoot people. That's what makes it fun. But she technically has the ability to lay down like a lot of suppressing fire and intercept all things. She's fun, and the worst part of all, she's like a former professional StarCraft 2 player. So yes, and well, just to say she's Korean, so like that's just to put context that the Korean government has like a mech unit. They're like, we need more people, and what do? They're like, let's look at the pro players. They're probably actually good enough to do this. Yeah, that's their whole genius plan. That's fucking hilarious. So yeah, she was the first one, and then I know I started experimenting out. Actually, I didn't really play many of the other ones, but I played like Reaper. I mean, I liked. How do I say it? I did play the majority of the offensive too, but I don't play them often. I play more Lucio and Diva mostly, but then other tank ones and then some defensive. Nothing wrong with the offensive. It's just they require a lot of speed and stuff. I only liked playing as Reaper because he has a teleport. That's it. Just I come out, I teleport, then I go invulnerable, and then I shoot people. He shoots people very slow compared to Tracer. Actually, you can compare both Tracer and Reaper and say they technically have similar abilities. Not necessarily. Like, they're both highly mobile, except his main ability is, becoming invulnerable for a short amount of time, can't shoot anything, though, and then teleporting, but that actually takes an animation, and then he has a big nuke on his ult. Tracer is similar, but she has like a blink she can use 3 times, and then rewind time and gain back health in any positioning she was at. Which the funny thing is, I always feel like her defining characteristic is actually in her abilities, not her ultimate. It's actually, I feel like a lot of characters are not like their ultimates aren't their defining abilities. It's their abilities that are their defining abilities, which is different from some other games. So the first thing I decided to do after that, I was like, I'm going to stream this. But actually, I played it first, but yeah, I said, I'm going to stream this. Why? Gives me a reason to stream. It means I don't have to play other things and try to find something to do. It was definitely really fun, but it wasn't a game I could play, like, in, like, say, 4, 5, 6 hour sessions. I actually played, like, 2 to 3. Actually talking about that, it was a stress test weekend, so there were several times where you didn't actually get in a game regularly, which kind of sucked, but oh well. It's all fine and good. And actually I saw some people complaining about that. It's like, I guess I'm just going to cancel my pre-order, and it's like, that's the whole reason why you're here, to make sure that these things on release aren't crappy. Stop complaining. Okay? Now I'm just taking too many drinks. So, like, overall I had fun, a lot of fun. So, no, it didn't get old playing the same maps over and over again, but I'm pretty sure they just kept it the same 3 maps just to not overwhelm people, I'm assuming. There's times where you have to be like, I kind of have to take a break. But then I would go back to it. And yeah, as I said, since it's gone, it's like, I kind of want to play it. I'm not like burning with a passion, like saying, oh my god, I can't wait. No. I did pre-purchase it though, because I actually do like the game. Is it worth it? I would say that the $40 price tag is worth it. I don't know about the pre-purchase, because the main pre-purchase, you get a black, noir, Black Widow skin. Noir being the color black, which is funny. I think that's exclusive. But since it's a skin, it's like, who cares? Then they have a $60 Origins pack, which I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. With it, you get let's see, you get 5 skins for for several of the characters, like Reaper and Soldier 76, and even, let's see, Bastion. I know, what's his name? Reaper, Tracer, not his name, her name. But anyways, they get their, like, oh, this is how they, were, like, several years ago before issues. Well, that's fun. Then there's a World of Warcraft pet, Baby Winston. I guess that's fun. Hearthstone card back. Portraits for, what was it? StarCraft 2. Get Mercy's Wings for Diablo 3, and Tracer because she's going to be put in Heroes of the Storm. Would I say that's worth it? That is definitely up to you, because if you're like me, I got that one because, one, I really did want to play Tracer, and card backs are meh. The skins, I can get behind that if you're into that, but otherwise, I don't know if I'd recommend it. They're doing a public beta for Overwatch, the May 5th to May 9th, and anyone who just bought it gets to get in there earlier for, what was it, from the 3rd to the 9th. The funny thing, the reason why I bought it is because it's an early birthday present, because my birthday is on the 9th, so woohoo. I figure, hey, why not? And by that time, let's see, I know that during that week is going to be finals week, so I'm going to be playing Overwatch. I'm going to go streaming it, but I'm going to be streaming it as soon as the week's done. Yeah, the only other thing is talking about, like, their content when they're going to release, like, planning on releasing later content for, like, new content, like newer maps, because thing I didn't say sooner, silly me, was that each map is locked to one play mode. So, like, Route 64 is always going to be escort, while other ones are always going to be, their kind, which is good, because that means you don't have to make multiple maps for multiple things. They also think that, they kind of want to make new champions. Sorry! Other games on my brain. Want to make new heroes. But the problem with that is that they feel that they don't know if they should do that they don't know how fast they should do that, so they have to assess it. And I don't want to get into this a huge topic, but yeah, I know some games like that release 1 or 2 every so often, like not so often, but like relatively fast, every couple of months. I'll be honest, they are the Overwatch team is really concerned with the health of the game, and I think that's something that actually does affect the health of the game. Releasing consistent number of heroes would definitely it would hurt the game indefinitely a lot, I feel. But the good news is it's going to be patched in, and they say not DLC, which is good, but I guess they said it's going to be free. Well, DLC doesn't always mean you pay for it. It's going to be free, but you don't have to download it either. That's good. I like that. Also, the whole thing that it's not going to be free to play. I'm just going to say this. I agree, because I honestly don't think free-to-play is really the best model, because now you have to find other ways to monetize it, and a lot of people are just kind of getting fatigued by it. And I think the games that do it really well are still kind of manipulative in one way or another anyways. So yeah, I do actually technically support a subscription / buy-to-play kind of model. So yeah. A lot of ums. Sorry. I'm unfortunately not uploading as much as I could because it's a combination of I've been really behind in my work and school. It's not behind like I'm in trouble, but more like I'm doing stuff down to the letter. I've actually got something that's due Thursday that I really need to get working on. I'm not to be really updatey, but I'm planning on releasing something before like the release of the new Hearthstone standard format. It's just looking at all the cards, nothing really special. But it's going to be technically more involved than what I usually do, because what I usually do is just put still images on top of something. This was just kind of like a basic thing. I wanted to talk about it as soon as I got it. I was in a little bit of disbelief, but I had fun. Now the main problem is how to close this out. So, yeah, my thoughts, Overwatch is worth it, and I would definitely say, do at least go into the open beta, because I'm pretty sure, because that is free. All your stuff's going to get reset, but who cares? It's still fun, because it does team games a lot better than most other games, because it doesn't separate you for like 10 fucking minutes. If anything, the games don't even last for like 10 minutes most of the time. But yeah, I say definitely try it. Buy it definitely. I don't know about pre-purchasing, because the pre-purchase things for like the open beta is only available until the 29th. Other than that, expect it to release on May the 24th, and let's have fun. Excelsior. Oh my god. See you later.